to the closing ceremony of CyberPeace Awareness Month. मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा to do our work with more ease, with every passing day. We are becoming more and more digital. आज हमारे पास कल से ज़्यादा एप्लीकेशंस हैं. इस महीने हमारे पास पिछले महीने से ज़्यादा एप्लीकेशंस हैं. अब तो वर्क फ्रॉम होम एक कल्चर ही बनता जा रहा है. लेकिन इसी के साथ एक खतरा, एक डेंजर, एक इविल आता है, वो है साइबर अटैक्स का. ये साइबर अटैकर्स, फ्रॉडस्टर्स या मिसचीफ मॉन्गर्स फायदा उठाते हैं हमारे अंदर और हमारे डिजिटल इकोसिस्टम की वल्नरेबिलिटीज का. लेकिन अगर हम सजग और जागरूक रहें तो इस खतरे को काफी हद तक टाला जा सकता है. इसी को ध्यान में रखते हुए साउथ ईस्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट में साइबर पीस फाउंडेशन एनजीओ के साथ मिलकर नवंबर 2020 को साइबर पीस अवेयरनेस मंथ के रूप में सेलिब्रेट किया, जिसका आज आखिरी दिन है. अब मैं आपका ज्यादा समय ना लेते हुए रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं मिस्टर IL नरसिम्हा राव को to give an overview of Cyber Awareness Month and declare results of survey conducted during this period. Mr. IL Narasimha Rao ji is a senior project manager at CyberPeace Foundation, and he has completed his MTech and is pursuing his PhD in computer science technology from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad. He has 18 years of experience in the field of teaching and training. I request Mr. Narasimha Rao ji to take over and do the needful, please.
Yeah.
IL Narasimha Rao ji.
Thank you, Sandeep ji. Very good morning to all the panelists who are joined, guests who are joined here. Thank you very much. As you know, this initiative of CyberPeace Month has been done with the Delhi Southeast Delhi Police and with CyberPeace Foundation. As you know, CyberPeace Foundation has been very active participant in all these particular activities, and our main motto is to the outreach programs that we do all over India. So as part of this, the Delhi Police, Southeast Delhi Police and CyberPeace Foundation together has initiated this program, and on 5th of November, a grand launch was conducted, and we had very good participation from all over Delhi. Not only with Southeast Delhi, where a lot of webinars were conducted, a lot of activities, engaging activities with the students and teachers, and also with the general public. And we had this painting competition, we had the slogan writing competition, we had this quiz, which was widely participated by many people. And we also conducted a survey, which I think I'll be sharing the results shortly after the next speaker, so that you can understand the kind of activities that I've done and the engagements that has really helped us to reach out to the public. And I'm really thankful to the Southeast Delhi Police complete unit from all the heads to the constable level who has already supported us, and all teachers and parents who have participated in this particular program and made it a very grand success. And this is not the end. We are going to have a lot of activities in the future also. Thank you. And let me just share. I think Meena sir is busy with the other activities, so I will just take the honor in announcing the winners with your permission. For Brain Olympics, we had winners. The first prize goes to Mr. Nikhil. The second prize goes to Mr. Samir, and the third prize goes to Vikas. And we have for the the first prize goes to Nikhil Malik, second prize goes to Samir Thakur, and the third prize goes to Mr. Vikas. Hearty congratulations to everyone who have won this particular prizes. And then for the slogan writing competitions, we have the first prize is Sunil Kumar Jain, second prize is Gayatri Shiv Kumar, and the third prize it goes to Richita Gulati. Congratulations to all the winners. And for the painting competition. I hope there was a very good participation from all the schools. We have, for the painting competition winners, we have the first prize goes to Minal Narayan. The second prize goes to Ikra Raza, and the third prize goes to Aditya Singh. Congratulations to all the winners. A hearty congratulations to everyone. Wonderful participation. As you know, everyone has participated in the best way possible, and I know you know that we have only 2 3 winners, but definitely we really respect your participation. And over to you, Sandeep ji.
Thank you, sir. Now I would introduce Mr. Rakesh Maheshwari, Senior Director and Group Coordinator, Cyber Law and E-Security at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Shri Rakesh Maheshwari is an alumni of Delhi College of Engineering and has been in the field for more than 33 years. I request Mr. Rakesh Maheshwari to take the screen and address the audience, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Bareja ji. And thank you for the nice initiative of Southeast Delhi Police, along with CyberPeace Foundation. November is considered to be a cybersecurity awareness month all across the world. And therefore, in most part of the world, we have such activities being on. Given the fact that आज कोरोना के टाइम पे when everybody is almost confined to their homes, the only link that we have with the outside world, with our educational institutions, with our various digital service providers, is basically the internet. And it is during this period that the usage of internet, the usage of social media sites, the usage of mobile apps has tremendously increased. Of course, in the world today, more than 50% of the people are connected on various social media sites, including the messaging apps. And the same is true more or less with in the Indian context as well. Government's initiative to push cashless economy and hence promote digital, I should say, wallets and various means of digital payments. The technologies which have evolved, particularly artificial intelligence, machine learning, quantum computing, and the ever increasing speed of, I should say, internet. So the world today is much, much more connected, not only in terms of number of people, but in terms of our ability to interact as fast as possible. Lekin this internet has actually certain, every good thing also comes with certain possible potential misuses associated with it. The complexity of internet is such that it's a borderless thing. We just had a Constitution Day just about 2 days back. When the Constitution was written, police, for example, crime, for example, was considered to be a state subject. Physical world में physical crimes के लिए physical presence होना जरूरी था, and that's how it was all state. It's a state subject, and there are many other subjects which are considered to be the state subject as per the Constitution of India. लेकिन internet जो है, it not only goes beyond the boundaries of a state, but beyond the boundaries of the country. Hence, anyone. So it has given us the freedom to express ourselves from anywhere in the world at any time and with anybody. So the ease of communication, the ease of, I should say, sharing of information, documents, everything has become easier. And so while these things are becoming easier, there is also the flip side of it, the ease of committing crime, the ease of maybe spreading disinformation, the ease of becoming party to, I should say, a network where the disinformation and fake news is being propagated has also become an easy thing. Of course, along with the internet, we also have related issues of obscenity. We have related issues of child sexual abuse material, sextortion, cyberbullying, and many other associated, I should say, frauds, particularly the financial frauds, which are happening in large number of, as Bareja ji pointed out, that such numbers is increasing day by day. And there is also a challenge of cyber security, and there is also a challenge of now privacy being maintained on the internet. I come from Ministry of Electronics and IT. Ministry of Electronics and IT is the custodian of Information Technology Act 2000, which was last amended in 2008. The act was originally meant for promoting e-governance in the country. It has created a system for the digital signatures in the country, but it also has provisions of what is considered to be unacceptable behavior on the internet and the regulatory mechanism for the same. So if you are doing unauthorized copying, or maybe trying to put certain virus, or maybe trying to delete certain files, or doing it intentionally, unintentionally, trying to promote obscenity, trying to promote anything unlawful, the act once again provides for a reasonable remedy, either in the form of adjudicating officers. Each state in the country has got an IT secretary who acts as an adjudicating officer. Adjudicating officer means that in case you have suffered any loss for whatever reason, you should be able to approach, instead of approaching the court, you approach the adjudicating officer. Hopefully the system should work faster. The act has also created several institutions meant for cyber security in the country. I would like to name a few of them. Computer Emergency Response Team. कुछ दिन पहले व्हाट्सएप का इंसिडेंट आया था कि व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू सरकार स्नूपिंग कर रही है, सरकार जासूसी कर रही है. कुछ दिन और पहले जैसे ही ये लॉकडाउन का पीरियड शुरू हुआ, तो कहीं पे एक गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन ने कहा कि जूम उतना सेफ नहीं है. So I don't say that Zoom is safe or not safe, but definitely Zoom took a lot of initiative. आज के दिन में जो VC platforms हैं, they all took a lot of initiative thereafter to ensure कि इन सभी VC platforms में security and privacy का जितना ख्याल रखा जा सकता है, उतना ख्याल रखा जाए. Government of India has also created, and CERT in fact keeps issuing advisories which are meant for technical, which are meant for organizations, or advisories which are meant for school and college going students. So my first request to you all will be कि आप कंप्यूटर इमरजेंसी रेस्पॉन्स टीम इंडिया की साइट पे जाएं और देखें कि वहां पे लगभग क्या-क्या चीजें, वो क्या-क्या चीजें करते हैं. एंड यदि आपके साथ में कोई भी ऐसा इंसिडेंट, कोई भी साइबर सिक्योरिटी इंसिडेंट, किसी भी तरह का इंसिडेंट होता है, कोई भी आपको फिशिंग वेबसाइट मिलती है, कोई भी फ्रॉडुलेंट वेबसाइट मिलती है, तो आप इमीडिएटली उनको इन्फॉर्म कीजिए. और ये सेंटर सरकार का 24/7 काम करता है. और इसलिए कोरोना पीरियड में एक तरफ जहां की फिजिकल कोरोना वॉरियर्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ व्हाट वी सी इन हॉस्पिटल्स एंड हेल्थ वर्कर्स, दिस इज येट अनदर फॉर्म ऑफ कोरोना वॉरियर्स हु आर वर्किंग इन द एरिया ऑफ साइबर सिक्योरिटी. इनफैक्ट सर्ट ने एक और छोटा सा सेंटर बनाया है जिसको हम बोलते हैं साइबर स्वच्छता केंद्र, botnet analysis and cleaning center, that for some reason if your computer has been infected by bots, CERT hopefully should come to know about it automatically, and through your service provider, through your internet service providers, tries to reach out, and that has particularly been done at an organizational level. It's working well. Ministry of Home Affairs, जो कि कोरोना के इस पूरे पीरियड में एक बहुत ही एक्टिव सरकार का मंत्रालय रहा और लगातार लॉकडाउन एंड लॉकडाउन के बाद में अनलॉकडाउन की जो भी स्टेजेस रही हैं, हर महीने MHA की गाइडलाइंस आई हैं। तो MHA ने साइबर सिक्योरिटी वर्ल्ड में एक नेशनल पोर्टल cybercrime.gov.in, जिसके थ्रू आप किसी भी तरह की साइबर क्राइम को रिपोर्ट कर सकते हैं। एंड वंस अगेन, पुलिस बीइंग ए स्टेट सब्जेक्ट, दैट दे वर्क क्लोजली विद स्टेट पुलिस ऑफिसर्स। आई नो कि उस पर कंप्लेंट्स आज के दिन में बहुत ज्यादा आ रही हैं, अच्छी बात है, और उन कंप्लेंट्स का निदान शायद अभी उतना नहीं हो पा रहा है, बट that is a trigger for us and government to see as to how do we effectively utilize that particular, the strength of the platform to be able to take care of grievances of the people. Ministry of Electronics and IT के कुछ और particularly साइबर सुरक्षा और साइबर सिक्योरिटी से जो जुड़े प्रोग्राम्स हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन सिक्योरिटी, एजुकेशन एंड अवेयरनेस। तो जो एक्टिविटीज साइबर पीस फाउंडेशन एज NGO करता है, सरकार में ही वो एक्टिविटी एज ISEA करके एक्टिविटीज, इंफॉर्मेशन सिक्योरिटी एजुकेशन एंड अवेयरनेस प्रोजेक्ट के नाम से हम एक्टिविटीज करते हैं, सरकार के लोगों के लिए, गैर सरकारी लोगों के लिए, और सभी तरह से। So we conduct therefore a good number of programs, including for chief information security officers. We conduct program for government officers. We have just launched a diploma program, of course, for government officers, for police people, for public prosecutors, for judiciary, a cyber diploma program on cyber laws, cyber forensics and digital investigation. आरोग्य सेतु जो कि इसी दौरान बना, उसके अंदर भी कई सारे कंसर्न्स थे लोगों के साइबर सिक्योरिटी से, प्राइवेसी के रिलेटेड, and therefore as the time passed by we came up with a cyber privacy protocol. We opened that whole program, the whole code was thrown open, and we initiated a bug bounty program. Of course, the ministry also keeps doing cyber security hackathons and cyber security grand challenge programs. एक बहुत पॉपुलर प्लेटफॉर्म है जो मिनिस्ट्री का, वो है mygov.in. उन जगहों से भी ये सब प्रोग्राम्स, ये सब इंफॉर्मेशन हम लोगों तक पहुंचाने की कोशिश करते हैं। लेकिन जैसा कि ये महीना इंडिकेट करता है, that it's about awareness. Now awareness is something which is must, particularly in every, because this country has a maximum population of youth. So awareness is must at all levels in this country. If you have seen movies, the so-called dirty picture, wherein the word entertainment was emphasized, today I will like to emphasize the word awareness about prevention. कोई चीज आपको, कोई साइबर इंसिडेंट होने वाला है, साइबर क्राइम होने वाला है, कोई फोन कॉल आता है, कोई फ्रॉड होता है, होने से पहले ही यदि आप उसको प्रिवेंट कर पाते हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं नॉर्मली हम साइबर क्राइम में कहते हैं कि यदि क्राइम नहीं हुआ तो फिर रिपोर्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है। लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से क्राइम नहीं हुआ क्योंकि आप सजग थे, because you were vigilant, but that does not mean the crime will not happen. So there should be, and there should be a mechanism to report even such crimes which you could prevent not to happen. Similarly, you should know crime कब हो चुका है, साइबर सिक्योरिटी इंसिडेंट कब हो चुका है, कब आपका कंप्यूटर कंप्रोमाइज हो चुका है. So being aware of when the problem has happened, and as and when the problem has happened, where to report, whom to report, on the social media whom to report, in the police whom to report, on the online portals whom to report. यदि इन चीजों की अवेयरनेस होती है तो डेफिनेटली the level of cyber crime can come down and it will create a deterrent in the society. आज के दिन में एक बहुत जरूरी जो अब एक एस्पेक्ट है, that is with respect to the parental control. क्योंकि मोबाइल एप्स इतनी ज्यादा आ गई हैं, क्योंकि वेबसाइट्स हर तरह की हैं, तो therefore it is equally essential to know as to what parental controls can be applied. I don't say, once again कि हमें पेरेंटल कंट्रोल की जरूरत होनी चाहिए, लेकिन डेफिनेटली क्योंकि इंटरनेट पे हर तरह का मटेरियल है, जो मटेरियल यंग लोगों के लिए, बच्चों के लिए यूजफुल नहीं है या हार्मफुल है, उनको अंडर गाइडेंस ही देखा जाए या ना एक्सेस हो. तो इसलिए पेरेंटल कंट्रोल्स की, एप्लीकेशंस के इंस्टॉलेशन की, अनइंस्टॉलेशंस की, बीइंग अवेयर ऑफ प्राइवेसी इश्यूज, ये सभी चीजों की आज के दिन में जरूरत है. और उस कंटेक्स्ट में the whole initiative of Delhi Police, the whole initiative of CyberPeace Foundation is a commendable, I should say, initiative, and particularly children, जो कि, who are always willing to learn, provided they are engaged in an innovative manner, in a creative manner, and that is where the strength of CyberPeace Foundation comes at hand. I have seen them, not only this year, in all, many now years, that over a period of time, that their ability to engage with the children through competitions, through quizzes, through paintings, through slogans, and through various other means, activities, physical activities, that they are able to inculcate, and through creation of syllabus, through ensuring that this syllabus gets covered in the school curriculum, that in a way they are doing their bit in promoting what we call as cyber security or cyber swachhata, cyber hygiene. And the same can be done by, in fact, there are many NGOs in the country, they are also involved. So the same has to be also done in the same way by the government and the non-government organizations. So with this, I will once again like to thank the initiative of Delhi Police, particularly Southeast Delhi Police and the CyberPeace Foundation for having done this commendable work. And I expect that their effort in this direction continues, because it's not just about a month of celebration for cybersecurity activities. It's an ongoing thing, as was conveyed by Mr. Barejaji in his earlier communication to us. Good, thank you, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that wonderful insights. As you know, CyberPeace Foundation is now in the 20th year of their service to the society, and we also require all your support for the future activities in the future. Let me now take all the experts as well as the presentees to the survey that we have conducted, and I would just share my screen. Right. We are very proud to present this particular survey. I hope it's visible. Ritesh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, thank you.
It is visible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, this is the survey that we have conducted with the Southeast District of Delhi. And we, as you know, there are some brief about what has happened. As you know, almost a total of 28,988 complaints have been received on the portal of Ministry of Home Affairs. As you know, through the webinars and all, we have been telling all of them with respect to the cybercrime awareness through the our webinars that this particular portal is there where you can launch the complaints and all. And this is the statistics with respect to the Delhi. And most of the cyber crimes in Delhi were frauds pertaining to debit card, SIM card, clean fraud, e-wallets, along with the email spoofing, as many of them have reported this. And the Southeast Delhi Police and the CyberPeace Foundation has launched this month-long awareness campaign. As part of this particular survey was conducted. As you know, the major focus of this online safety awareness campaign was on the major aspects of online safety through programs on the digital platform, webinars, targeting various stakeholders, various age groups also. And we also discussed about the emerging areas of the kind of frauds and what needs to be done, what is the type of phishing, identity theft, and other things which have been happening, and assisting the citizens to identify the cyber threats and to prevent the cyber security incidents and seek redressal. And the children, women, and elderly people would also part of this particular time, even though it is COVID time. Most of the people have joined. And the major aim of this particular research study is that the awareness campaign that we have conducted should also be known, as we have to know what would be the future activities for them to understand what is the present thing that is happening on the ground, so that we can try to mitigate those particular risks by conducting more and more programs like this. And the idea is to raise awareness to the general population and putting into safety and security measures. The methodology of that research study that we have done, we have collected some primary data using this particular, where it was circulated among some of the groups, specific groups, and the sample was collected through them. And this particular survey had 33 questions. It was a big one, but definitely have a very good participation we have received from them. The survey has 33 questions, which were divided into 4 sections. The first section was aimed at understanding the demographic details of the respondent. The second section aimed at understanding the respondent's knowledge on the cybercrime. And the third section aimed at understanding the respondents' experiences with the cybercrime. And the fourth section aimed at understanding their knowledge of measures of ensuring the cyber safety. So this particular 4 sections gives us a complete picture of how what they have understood and how they have um, um, uh, knowledge, the measures that they were having. Except for the first section, all this other section will choose the multiple responses we have. So the demographic of the sample, as you can see, we had the response was from 2 age groups, predominantly around 10 to 20 years, 88.4%, and 87% of the responses are school going children. And among the respondents, we have 86.74 are unmarried. And as you know, the male and female equal distribution was there. And coming to the findings and analysis, the results of this research survey was divided into 2 parts. Part one is awareness of cybercrime in terms of its descriptive and legal aspects, to understand the actions taken against the crime and the laws that deal with the cybercrime. And the part two was on navigating the cyber case, which includes self-assessment of experiences on the internet and the cybercrimes in terms of platforms and services used, responses to cybercrime, safety measures adopted to curtail such incidents, and the types of incidents that has taken place. And as part of the part one, with respect to the cyber awareness on cyber crimes, we have got very good responses, where we have seen that you can see the different options was given with respect to damaging the computer, stealing data, information, spreading virus, and all. And the distribution was equally good, and the data from the 72% of them have said the computer hardware, as well as the crimes such as hacking 74%, and online impersonation around 63%, and online harassment is around 63%. Coming to the other, where 21% of the respondents stated that they have reported to the police when exposed to the cybercrime. That's a good number. And 22% preferred reporting to the website. That's also good. And the awareness of seeking a remedy with respect to the IT Act was almost 49%, and the protection is almost 23%, as well as Indian Penal Code is 10%, extremely poor, we could say. And about 31% did not know which laws would assist them in seeking the remedy. And 61% of the respondents have listened to the audio video programs on radios, television, YouTubes, to understand how to ensure the digital safety and security. And about 48% were never given cybersecurity training before, and that's where I think we have to do a lot of awareness programs in the future also. Coming to the second thing with respect to the navigating the cyberspace, we have seen that since the response for predominantly students, 88% of them use the digital sphere for attending the online classes and social networking sites. As you know, they are very good at the social media, and 69% and such as Facebook and WhatsApp. And as you know, they always try to download the music and videos. Around 60% download the videos, and playing online games almost 57%. The top three service operators by responding were to chat and keep in touch with their friends and relatives. 70% attending online classes, almost 90% listen to music is around 40%. And when it comes to the other fortunate, around 38% of the respondents have not experienced any issue on the internet, but there's still about 43% of the respondents have been at the receiving and spam messages on their email, and 16% has their computer mobile infected virus. 15% of the responses have received hate messages on social platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. 14% of the responses have received extortion messages, and about 85% of the response were aware that it is not safe to use the public Wi-Fi. That's a very good proposition that they have said, and 63% of the respondents did not have the same password for all the social media accounts or Gmail accounts, and then that's really good. But we are worried about the remaining 37% where they use the same password for multiple accounts. 55% knew never to share the information before verifying the sources. That's really good, and that percentage has to increase because the fake news and other things are also increasing. So that's also a major concern. 87% knew that it is never safe to share your personal identification like banking, credit card details. 36% of the respondents knew that the sign of identifying an untrusty e-commerce website. Yes, that was good. So, in conclusion, the respondents were adequately aware about the cyber crimes in terms of descriptive and legal aspects. The respondents were not aware of all the laws, right, that dealt with the cybercrime, and most of them were not given cyber security and cyber awareness training prior to this particular month-long campaign that we have initiated with CyberPeace Foundation Southeast Delhi. So the respondents have been using a host of services on the online platforms and were exposed to the number of risks, and they were aware of the technical aspects to curtail the cyber crimes at their own end, but still receiving the spam messages, hate messages, and many faced online stalking as well. So, from this particular survey, we have small policy recommendations where we have to look at the Department of Home Affairs under the Government of India should assist the Southeast Delhi police in increasing the frequency of cyber awareness trainings given to the citizens, including the age groups other than 20 to 30 years. Uh, uh, 10 to 20 years, the police can also seek the assistance from the NGOs as well as the private sector who work revolves around the profiling, providing this training to common people in order to increase the cyber awareness. These NGOs would be able to assist the Southeast Delhi Police in conducting the district-wise rigorous training also. And the Department of Service under the Government of India should also extend these trainings to all the law enforcement personnel, prosecutors, judicial officers, and other personnel who are working under the Delhi Police. And it should also conduct the training programs regularly for such administrators and chief information security officers of Government of India on mitigating the cyber attacks and securing the IT infrastructure. And there is also should focus on the formulating and maintaining a crisis management plan for countering the cyber terrorism, as it is the national capital of the country, and should also issue advisories and updates to the citizens if there is an attack on the critical infrastructure of the government. The Department of Home Affairs and the Government of India should invest in understanding the new kind of cyber crimes that have been emerging all over the world, and can seek assistance from the NGOs working in this domain to develop indigenous solutions to them. The other recommendations, we have seen that the respondents lack the foundational legal understanding of the legal recourse mechanism that they have adopted in the case of online crimes. Only a small percentage of respondents preferred seeking help from the police. In their training in the future, the Southeast Delhi police should assist the citizens in normalizing the act of reporting on the cybercrime, and they should also work on enhancing the capabilities of the citizens' understandings of the harms exposed due to cybercrime and legal recourse mechanism available for each harm. Since the reliance on shopping on e-commerce sites is increasing, and the action plan of training by also needs to focus on ensuring people are aware of the types of frauds and how to identify untrustworthy e-commerce sites. So thank you very much for patient listening. This is the survey which will also be shared with the Southeast Delhi Police. Now, let me introduce the next guest, uh, Dinesh Bareja ji. Very good morning, sir. Dinesh ji.
Good morning. Good morning,
Yeah,
Rakesh.
yeah. Dinesh Bareja ji is the COO and founder of Open Security Alliance India Watch, and he's also the advisor for the CyberPeace Foundation, and also the principal consultant for Pyramid Cyber Security and Forensics India, ex-cyber advisor, Cyber Defense Research Center, Jharkhand Police. Sir has been the information security management professional practicing in the domain for almost 2 decades, a security and infrastructure specialist with experience in the government and enterprise domain for security policy, architecture, strategy, planning, audit, and the optimization. Presently engaged in providing CISO services and cybersecurity consulting for development and the delivery of solution services in GRC and security operations, cloud computing, cyber insurance, cyber critical infrastructure protection, data classification, incident management, vendor risk management, forensics response, regular speaker for security awareness across all age groups and especially for the senior management. We welcome you, sir, for this particular unique program, and we would request you to uh, hand over to you to speak, sir.
Thank you, sir. And thank you very much for everybody for joining in. And thank you, CyberPeace, for having me here. Thank you, Delhi Police, for having me here. My pleasure to share my thoughts and a very good morning again. So, my I would just like to talk a little bit about what my topic was like need of the hour for cyber awareness, being cyber aware. And before I just get into what I would like to share from my side, I would like to just pick up a few points which Rakesh ji had mentioned, very relevant. One was, of course, the ease of crime. And it's a great term, Rakesh ji. Thank you very much. I think I will use it with your permission in my presentations whenever I talk about this. Ease of crime, absolutely. It is so easy today to do a crime on the on internet, and it is so cheap also. And that I think is the biggest threat to mankind. And of course, we look at India from a national perspective. We are here, and it is a big threat to us and our citizens, our government, our industry, our businesses also. Another thing which you mentioned was about Zoom safety. So we were very quick to say Zoom is not good for whatever reasons that was announced at that time. Other platforms also have been, found to be vulnerable. We never talked about them, unfortunately. And Zoom continues to be vilified, of course. And like you mentioned very correctly, it is the one vehicle which sort of brought, digitization of VC in everybody's house. And of course, even today, a lot of people don't like to use it. A lot of platforms, which is fair enough, everybody's choice. And I do know the government has has a platform which is very very secure. I have had the privilege of using it, or being invited to use that platform too. And of course, it would be great if the government also supports, a number of Indian platforms which are now out, to help them mature, because corporates and a lot of institutions continue to use the same brand names. These brand names are huge global entities, whereas the local entities do not have that sort of brand power. And so there is always, that thing in the mind: are they secure? How good are they, or how bad are they? So maybe CERT can take an initiative, or MATI can take an initiative where we can sort of put out, I would say, sort of an evaluation, or get some, or maybe CyberPeace can do an evaluation also, if you allow us to do that, of the features which are there, and bring out a sort of a report on, the and compare features for all across the board. And then another term I want to use, what you have brought out: awareness, awareness, awareness. Great, sir. So I think that should be the mantra for the cyber awareness programs, which are like monthly program, or sort of aware thing. But yes, a lot needs to be done in that area. And now touching on the report which Nasima has shared, just overall, yes, it all sounds very nice, but there are areas of concern. I just want to bring out two items from there. One is when we say that 48%, were not given training. Now that is an area of great concern because of the simple fact that when we say 48% were not said that they were not given training, I am not happy that 52 got training. I think there is a great, I would say, challenge for the government, primarily. While of course every NGO is working, but every NGO has a limited sort of power, and even the acceptance level is limited. I always give the example when I'm talking to people about COVID. It took us, just two addresses by the Honorable Prime Minister for the whole country to understand how dangerous COVID is and the fact that masks are necessary. Today, every child also is aware and of what to do, how to do, and that is a sort of I would say carpet bombing which is needed across the country. When we say digital India, we are talking actually not about the metros. I don't think the PM's vision is only metro. The PM's vision is the rural citizen, and the rural citizen is at risk because he or she is now getting into mobile phones, smartphones, banking. That inclusion is happening at a very, very rapid pace, and the awareness is not happening. As we see over here, when we say 48% is not there, that 48% is unfortunately the illiterate, ignorant, rural people much more than the urban people. Yes, there are urban ignorance also, but there is more over there. There's the senior citizens. These are areas which need a lot of attention. Then another, again, another aspect about the awareness part came up when we have a finding of 87% being aware that they were not supposed to share banking information. Again, something when we say 80%, 87%, it sounds very nice. But what about the 13% who are at risk, and who are those? That 13% is contributing to the thousands of complaints being filed on the government website and with the police. That is what is of concern. This is what should be, I should just addressed on a war footing. And I think, following that mantra of yours, the awareness, 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 that is the way out. Because as we all know, see today, even as far as terrorism is concerned, to a very large extent, every citizen is aware कि अगर जो बैग पड़ा हुआ है लावारिस तो पुलिस को बुलाओ, हाथ मत लगाओ उसको. बट जो लावारिस ईमेल आता है बंदा उसको खोल लेता है. That is where the issue comes up, and that is where it all starts from. So and crisis management की भी बात हुई थी. There is a crisis management plan, I know, which has been set out by CERT India, and it is also supported by MITI as well as NCIPC. Okay. The unfortunate part is the book is in the drawer of the various IT secretaries across the state. Vineet and me had a personal experience many years back, and we were not even allowed to touch the book. दूर से दिखाया था हमारे को across the table, and it was said that this is secret, and he kept it back in his drawer. Okay. Recently, I was called for in Maharashtra for a government meeting, and I found over there that the institution, the entity, did not even know that there is something level like a crisis management. उन्होंने कोई drill नहीं किया था, कुछ भी नहीं किया था. So of course my report carried it to the government for this thing, but that is how it was. So the need of the hour, exactly hitting the nail on the head, is awareness. We may put in the best tools or the best technologies, it is of no use because our citizen is not empowered or enabled or I would say, aware of what to do or where the risk is. Using the smartest phone, the smartest, I would say, software all these things really don't help, because like there's an old saying that the tools in the hand, tools do not make a fool a genius. The fool remains a fool even if the tool is the best in the world. So, so besides, I would say there is also a need to shift, or add focus to MSME. The I think, if I remember well, they contribute about 24+% of GDP, and going down by one segment or one sector is again huge. And SME is highly at risk because they are not really aware, or they take it for granted. ये नहीं होगा. We as Indians, our culture is ingrained in us to have that attitude कि भगवान सब ठीक करेगा. So, but it is not about, it doesn't happen because the criminal has got no conscience. And we have seen it very, I would say, obviously during the COVID times when people are suffering and criminals are still, holding them to ransom, trolling them, or bringing down hospital systems when people are, on a life and death situation. So when they have no this thing, what do you call it, conscience, then I think it is for us to really step up. And what I was speaking to Vinny the other day, and I said we have to carpet bomb each area and make sure the posters are there and we speak the same language, the language of the village, the language of the house where they are staying, the language of that same street, the language of that same state, and the language of their business, their profession. So that we don't have cities like there was a report a few days back which showed the map, and with 5 or 10 more red dots showing that these are now hotbeds of cybercrime. I don't think we need that. I think we need them to be hotbeds of cyber awareness, of cyber prosperity, of cyber opportunity. And work from home gives us that opportunity really to be able to educate people ki bhaiya, it's not just about making money like that. There is a law which will take you and which will spoil your life. You will spoil your life by having this in place. But it is better to go on the path of being legal, make money, and build respectability. So with that, I would like to close and put it on the table that yes, there is a large need for awareness. And I think we used to talk about awareness. Now we should talk about awareness to the power of 3. So there is awareness, 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 and for across all segments. So the message, of course, there is CDAC in Hyderabad, which is doing a lot of work in content development, but it is again, I should say, focused in one area. The focus has to be across the board. It has to be industry, manufacturing, MSME, citizens, the elderly, and government, of course, not forgetting the government and the PSUs, the critical infrastructure areas. So thank you very much, sir, for listening to me, and thanks, Vineet, thank you, Nasima, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Dinesh ji, for your wonderful insights and your support to the CyberPeace Foundation and being the advisor. Now, let me just invite Mr. Vinit Kumar. Vinit Kumar is a social entrepreneur, founder and president of CyberPeace Foundation. He studied cyber defense and information assurance at Canfield University, United Kingdom. He is also the alumnus of Cambridge University, UK, where he studied leadership. He served at significant position of Chief Technological Officer, CTO, head of the state government agency, Cyber Defense Research Center of Government of Jharkhand. He has received 8 international and 18 national awards for his work on CyberPeace and cybersecurity. Thank you, Vinit sir, for joining us, and over to you, please.
Thank you, Narasimha, and again, it's a pleasure to be here. First of all, let me thank, I would say, the dignitaries on the virtual dais, and let me start off with Rakesh Maheshwari sir. In fact, sir, your address, and again, in fact, the mantra that you gave, awareness, awareness, and awareness. I think that's what most of us now, after this in fact, webinar we are going to make use of when we go and do our awareness program. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you again for your appreciation. In fact, for the work. In fact, CyberPeace started its journey. In fact, that's what Nasima mentioned. It's now 20 years that we celebrated on 26th November, 20 years of celebrating CyberPeace. So it's now 20 years, and I feel we have just started. It just makes us feel that we have just started, and the territory is as new as it was 20 years back. And there's much more to do. And one entity, one NGO, and in fact, is not enough. What we feel, and it's something that it's cyberspace belongs to everyone. So it's not just the non-profit NGO, it's the government, it's the academia, it's the civil society. So all of us need to team up and probably solve the challenges that the cyberspace has. So that's what, in fact, with that particular mission and vision to actually get all these platforms, entities, government, industry, UN entities together, we had started. And now, in fact, we feel that we have been able to contribute a drop in the entire ocean that we have. An ocean of challenges and also an ocean of opportunities, because we see both the sides. While there are negatives that exist, there are positives, a lot of positives that exist in the cyberspace. The opportunities that it gives to people of, again, all age groups, all genders. It's not specific to, and all geography. So cyberspace does not have a barrier. It goes almost everywhere. So again, sir, I'd like to thank you. And again, the words of wisdom that you shared. In fact, a couple of very good suggestions that immediately we'll take up. In fact, as we go forward, as we replicate CyberPeace Month, like tomorrow itself, we are going to launch again a month-long program with Mizoram police. In fact, it's going to get launched soon. We are already running a 3-month program with Punjab government. We are soon going to kick off an awareness program with the Rajasthan government also. So series of programs that follow now. We are definitely going to make use of all the suggestions that you have given here. Again, Dinesh, I'll come to Dinesh, and Dinesh has been a friend for so many years now. And he has always been with us, whether it was the Cyber Defense Research Center that we set up in Jharkhand or the CyberPeace Foundation. He has been with us, and with his knowledge and, in fact, the advisories that he keeps giving us on and off, and also the critique, because I would say critiques are very important. And he's one person who has constantly come back to us and said, this is working and this is not working, which actually helps us to think on those particular directions. Plus also gives us very good new ideas to work, something which has not been done so far and something that we could probably implement. So again, I'd like to thank Dinesh for all those advisories that he has been giving us time to time, and also sharing his views. The officers who could not be there, in fact, because of some emergency situation in New Delhi, I'd like to thank Mr. DC Srivastav, who is the Joint Commissioner of Police, Southern Range of Delhi Police, and also Mr. R.P. Meena, who's the IPS DCP Southeast Delhi. In fact, they were supposed to be here. Mr. Dhal Singh, the additional DCP Southeast Delhi. All of them who could not be here with us because of the emergency situation, some immediate emergency. I'd like to thank them because they had been there with us throughout, right from the beginning when we started this campaign, right from the launch till now. They have been there supporting the campaign, making sure that the campaign reaches far and wide. So it was a very active engagement and the support. So I'd like to thank every one of them. Yeah. Also, I'd like to make a special mention of Mr. Sandeep Pawar, who's an inspector with the Delhi Police. He again coordinated the program so well. In fact, he has been one point of contact, and he has been doing all the running around within the Southeast Delhi district. The cyber cell has been very active. He has taken a lot of key initiatives there in the cyber cell. So I would also like to thank him for his support to the campaign. And next, coming up to the team at CyberPeace Foundation, in fact, if I start naming, there are many, but prominently, in fact, I'll start off with Narsima, Shimoni, then coming to Vikram, Ritesh, who have been actually there, and in fact, Antra, who has been part of the research group, the statistics and the survey that you see. So all of them, these team members, I would like to thank them for making sure that the program runs smoothly, and we come to the, I would say, we are not coming to an end, we are coming to a beginning. And the beginning is a more wider program. So it's like just we tested the voters that what is the need of the hour, what needs to be done. And now we are going to go all across, in fact, and try to reach out every citizen, and I would say netizens that we can reach out through these kind of campaigns. So I would like to thank the entire CPF team there for their support, for being the back end, for being the backbone of the entire campaign. And I would just like to add, in fact, one thing. In fact, Dinesh did mention about reaching out. How does the program reach to people, again, of all age groups? And we deliver the program in different languages to people so that they understand the language in the language that is understandable to them. For that, we are already running CyberPeace Core, a volunteer initiative where we have onboarded volunteers from, again, it's not just across India, but it's across the world now. We're 28 countries. We have volunteers from 28 countries now. And every state in India on an average today we have around 50 volunteers. The number is growing. In fact, every day, in fact, now the number of requests are growing. So I see a lot of interest that, in fact, students, teachers, caregivers, in fact, people from the industry, academia have in this particular program. And they're reaching out to us and saying that we'd like to contribute, we'd like to take the mission ahead, we'd like to take the awareness program ahead in our free time, probably on a weekend when we are free. So this program is gaining a lot of traction, and we feel soon, in fact, we'll be launching, because we have got around 100 requests, more than 100 requests from Delhi, people who have said that we'd like to volunteer. So it's a good number that we have. So I believe we'll be launching a volunteer program, the CyberPeace program for the volunteers in Delhi also, and plan to make the entire campaign sustainable. And at the end, in fact, thanks to all the viewers, thanks to all the attendees who had been there, who had been part of the campaign. They had joined hand with us, they had stayed to the campaigns, and again, all of us have to make the entire campaign sustainable and have joined to make the cyberspace peaceful. So thank you so much. And with this, I'd like to pass on to Narasimha. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You have been a guiding force for all of us, right? We have been doing a lot of activities, and I know with the passion with which you drive us will definitely lead to a lot of results. And over to Sandeep Panwar, sir, for the closing remarks.
Thank you, sir. I thank Mr. Rakesh Maheshwari, sir. बहुत ही अच्छा एड्रेस था सभी अटेंडीज के लिए, और खासकर हमारे लिए फॉर लॉ एनफोर्समेंट ऑफिसर्स। सर, आप लोगों ने जो प्रोग्राम शुरू किया है पीजी फॉर लॉ एनफोर्समेंट, वो मैंने भी अप्लाई किया हुआ है टू गेन मोर नॉलेज एंड टू डिसेमिनेट इट टू आवर डिस्ट्रिक्ट पर्सन्स। तो हालांकि अभी मेरे पास ईमेल आना है अप्रूवल का। एंड थैंक यू बरेजा सर, आपने जो हमें समझाया है अवेयरनेस के बारे में। वी आर ट्राइंग आवर बेस्ट, और हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं। वी नो कि इट इज़ एन लर्निंग प्रोसेस, और ये एक ऑनगोइंग प्रोसेस है अवेयरनेस का। नई नई चीज़ें डिजिटल में हमारे सामने आती रहेंगी, और हम लोगों तक इस बात को पहुंचाते रहेंगे। थैंक यू एंटायर CPF टीम and Captain Vineet sir, IL Narasimha Rao ji, and others who have handled backend and delivered everything. I also thank Sri DC Srivastava sir, Joint Commissioner of Police, Southern Range, and Sri RP Meena sir, DCP Southeast. Their vision and guiding force, though they are not here due to some difficulties in law and order arrangements in Delhi, but their guiding force, their vision have led us to organizing these programs. We are organizing not even for 10 to 12, 20 year age group. We are organizing for senior citizens, RWA members, and MWA members, क्योंकि उनके साथ जो small industries हमारे एरिया में, उनके साथ बड़ी problems आती हैं. So with this, I thank everyone, all the attendees, all the participants, and with this I would like to conclude the session. और हम इसी तरह आपके साथ दोबारा करते रहेंगे विनीत सर, और वी होप कि साइबर फ्री, क्राइम फ्री जो विजन है आप लोगों का और हमारे सीनियर ऑफिसर्स का, वो हम सार्थक कर सकें और सबकी मदद कर सकें. थैंक यू, थैंक्स अगेन.